Yeah, it is. And don't you think we need a little of that right now? Yeah. We do. 1, 2, you know what to do. That's right, Noble. Come on, raise up your hands, put a smile on your face. I'm talking to everybody in the human race. We're proud, we're strong, so stand up tall. Let's all get together and bring, here's your part. Let's all get together and bring
peace in the world.
Let's all
get together and get peace in the world.
Every man,
every woman, every girl or boy.
Let's all get together and bring peace in the world.
A train of love starting right here. Jump on it and have no fear. It's yours, it's mine. So answer the call. Let's all get together, bring peace in the world. Let's all get together, bring peace in the world. Let's all get together, bring peace in the world.
Every man, every woman, every
girl or boy. Let's all get together, bring
play one,
peace in
Jim.
the
Come
world.
on. Shelter the homeless.
Open your door.
Come on and feed the hungry.
And give to the poor.
Come on, offer your heart.
And don't think small. Let's all get together and bring peace in the world. Let's all get together and bring peace in the world. Let's all get together and bring peace in the world. Let's all, every woman, girl or boy. Let's all get together and bring peace in the world. Let's all get together and bring peace in the world. Let's all get together and bring peace in the world. Every man, every woman, girl or boy. Let's all get together and bring peace in the world. Let's all get together,
peace in the world.
let's all get together and bring peace in the world. Every man, every woman, girl or boy. Let's all get together and bring peace in the world.
Let's all get together. One more. Let's all get together and bring peace in the world.
Yeah.
Let's do that, shall we? Thank you. Sound good, Redondo?
All righty, and now we are gonna, if you look at your neighbor, just greet them with love.
Hey, my little peach friend. That's peach, isn't it?
It kind of orange, more orange, but
Wow, fantastic. Good morning. I'm Mark Ruth. I'm a former member of the Board of Trustees and a member of this center, and I'd like to welcome you to the Redondo Beach Center for Spiritual Living. I look at this as my spiritual home and spiritual community, because it is here I get to explore my relationship with that one power by using science of mind principles with like-minded people. If you're here for the very first time, we'd also like to welcome you with a free gift. So if you raise your hand, the ushers have a green package. Are you here for the first time? Oh, we got some on the left. Thank you. There we got some winners. You know, we believe that the God essence is in everyone, and therefore everyone is welcome. And once again, thank you for being here today. And now we also have some musical inspiration.
Yes, we do. And we have musical inspiration in the form of Cassie Murphy. Good to have you with us, Cassie.
Lucky bird inside a gilded cage, golden words spoke by an ancient sage. Everything you may have in life, still all you hold is dust. Must I yearn forever to be free, free to climb a tree and ponder, free to wander? There's no desire I hold fonder than to be simply me, to be free. How ungrateful is this lucky bird, spurning privilege for one simple word. Freedom to stretch these golden wings, freedom to touch the sky. Why, some would ask, would she want to be free to throw away a treasure, pour with pleasure? I'd sacrifice riches beyond measure, just a girl with a boy. What a perfect fantasy to find love, to feel joy, to be really
Cassie Murphy. Thank you, Cassie. Beautiful. Thank you.
Wow. I felt like I was in Disneyland. Beautifully. Thank you, Cassie, for that awesome music. And you guys, too. The multi-talented Andy Howe there. Holy cow. Okay. Today, Dr. Moira's topic is conditions. And if you've never been here before, you're going, huh? Are you talking about a hair product? I don't know. Okay. We're going to quote Dr. Ernest Holmes, though, and he says, We must seek to realize the spiritual universe regardless of any condition which appears, if we would embody our greatest good. If the spiritual universe were not perfect, it could not exist in a single moment. The truth is indivisible and whole. God is complete and perfect, and the perfect cause must produce a perfect effect. This morning, as I was driving to the center, I live about 45 miles away, and I get in the car, and I'm about 5 miles into my ride, and I'm like, oh, jeepers, did I forget my cell phone? Oh, no. Oh, my goodness, I wonder what. Oh, heaven. And I thought, well, where were we at 5 years ago without our cell phones? Remember? I used to drive I drove in Montana up in the mountains, never worried about a cell phone. Now all of a sudden it's like, oh my God, I can't go down my driveway without my cell phone. So I've now talked myself into this worry, like, oh my gosh, now I've got to go here and I've got to go there and I don't have a cell phone. And what if something happens and I'm going through South Central and it could be scary? And I thought, whoa. Let's put the brakes on here. Not literally, but in the mind, right? But we do that, don't we? Now we become the runaway train. Oh my God, we awfulize, don't we? Go into all this stuff. So I'm like, all right, no matter what happens, even if I don't have my cell phone, I know I am blessed, secured, and perfect, right? Right. Okay, just relax. Now, why don't you just check your purse? So I reach over, and my phone was in my purse. And I thought, holy cow, couldn't we go into worry? And don't we do that? We awfulize the second we hear something on the news or somebody tells us something about a health condition or whatever it is, we start to go down that road. Reminder, a condition is an effect, correct? It's an effect, right? And we, in this teaching, believe that this universe is based on the principle of life. There are laws that we live by, right? The law of cause and effect is one of those laws, correct? But a condition can just as well be positive as negative. But the moment we say condition, we all go down the negative road, like, oh, my aching back and my toe and my bank account and blah, blah, blah. We go on and on and on. A condition can be our wealth, our joy, our health, our happy relationships, can't they? So think about it. The universe never limits us, ever, ever. The limitlessness is unbounding in each and every one of us, not more in one person than the other. We all have the use of that limitless power, right? So the only thing that limits it is us in our thinking, right? But the deal is, we don't ever limit the power, but we limit the flow of the power. That's why it's important to play on your screen, in your mind, only positive things. Now, some people may say, oh, you're pretending, you're Pollyanna. You step outside the center and you go, I'm going to know the truth as I want to see it. They're going to say, what did you have for breakfast this morning? Because that's not going to happen. But it does, doesn't it? I bet every single person in this room has a success story that says, you know what? I took my mind off the problem and I put my mind on God. And putting your mind on God means putting your mind on good, putting your mind on what it is you desire, taking your attention off the awfulizing and the worrying, but instead put it on, what do I want to create in my life? What would I love my life to look like right now? Why aren't I thinking and putting all my energy into that rather than worrying about all the stuff that is just, as I love to say, it's nothing trying to be something. And it only becomes something when we've put our attention on it. So I could have, in my whole mind, all the way drive here, not had a cell phone in my purse, right? And worried about it and went into a pickle about something, and it didn't even exist. And we do that many, many times. All we need to remember is there is a principle of life that loves us and only wants our best and highest good, but it can only do for us what we know in our own consciousness. So the only factor that needs to be shifted is our thought, our energy. Where are we putting our energy? And know that it's always for good. And the universe says, I'll give you whatever you desire. You just got to go there with me. You got to be on the same page with me. So with that in mind, please affirm with me, there is one power. That power is God. And that power is my power right now. I use that power for good every day in my life. And I know that good is my dream, and it comes true right now. No holding back. So look out, world, because here I come. And so it is. All righty. Thank you. We're going to have another song, so please stand with us. Not like I can ever read that. He forgot his pick. Here we go.
That sounded like a song, Mary.
It did? Oh, there you go. Look out, world, here I come. Thank you for this day, Spirit, thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit, thank you for this day. This holy day. This holy day. Thank you for my friends, Spirit, thank you for my friends. Thank you for my friends, Spirit, thank you for my friends. My wonderful friends. My wonderful friends. Thank you for my health, Spirit, thank you for my health. Thank you for my health, Spirit, thank you for my health. My radiant health. My radiant health. Thank you for my wealth, Spirit, thank you for my wealth. Thank you for my wealth, Spirit, thank you for my wealth. My abundant wealth. Abundant wealth.
Jim Hill on the trumpet. Let's do life.
Thank you for my life, Spirit, thank you for my life. Thank you for my life, Spirit, thank you for my life. My beautiful life. My beautiful life. Thank you for this day, Spirit, thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit, thank you for this day. This holy day. This holy day. Thank you for this day. Thank you for this day. Okay? Thank you for this day. All righty.
Oh, yeah. Doing good, Yolanda. Thank you. Thank you, Jim Hill on the trumpet, Oliver Brown on the percussion, Bruce Lett on the bass.
And Mr. Andy Howe on the guitar and keyboards. And let's welcome up Lucy now. She's going to share our announcements with us. Yay, Lucy!
Good morning. All right, so Drumming Circle is today at 12:30 p.m. in the Montessori room. Visioning is on Monday at 6:30 p.m. with Dr. Mora. Join us as we vision for peace and understanding in our lives, our families, our center, and our world. Men's Spirit Group meets Monday, April 24th at 7 p.m. in the teen room. Science of Mind classes are going on, and Dr. Moira is teaching Principles of Successful Living on Tuesday nights at 7 p.m., and Monica Ruth is teaching Spiritual Law on Tuesday mornings at 10 a.m. Check your program for new Tuesday morning class beginning May 9th with Reverend Kathy Sinfield. Prosperity Plus 2 class continues for 3 more weeks on Saturday mornings at 10 a.m. The last class is May 13th, and all are welcome to attend. Namaste Cafe is this Friday, April 28th at 7:30 p.m. in Richelieu Hall. The performers are going to be Diana Green, Jimmy Yamagichi, and Few Miles South Band. That's Blake and Tori and their crew. The cost is $8 or bring a plate of cookies. The Teen Luncheon fundraiser is next Sunday, April 30th. Now, this luncheon, we do it every year. It's an annual thing, and it raises money for our teen group to go to teen camp, which the only way I can think of how to explain it, it's like our Arrowhead. We get to do it twice a year. We do it once in the winter and once in the summer. It's an amazing spiritual experience for our teens, and it's teens throughout the whole nation. It's not just us, and it's really an amazing experience, and we love for you to come enjoy our entertainment. We have a hypnotist this year, which is going to be really exciting. All of our food is homemade by the teens, and it's going to be a really fun event, so come out and support us. All right, and Spiritual Discussion Group is Thursday, May 4th at 7 p.m. in Richelieu Hall. If you love the Between Services class, you will love spiritual discussion. Easter lilies, which are all of these beautiful flowers. If you would like to have an Easter lily, you can take it home today, as well as your dedication card on the board in the foyer. We always have practitioners on duty. Look for them under the practitioner sign in the foyer. We also offer prayer circle after both services. If you would like to be a part of it, please come to the grand piano after service. Please remain seated for the meditation song.
Our thoughts are prayers, and we are always praying. Our thoughts are prayers. Be careful what you're saying. Seek a higher consciousness, a state of peacefulness, and know that God is always there. And every thought becomes our prayer. Our thoughts are prayers, and we are always praying. Our thoughts are prayers. Take charge of what you're saying. Seek a higher consciousness, a state of peacefulness, and know that God is always there. And every thought becomes our prayer.
And so, in that state of prayerfulness, which is amazing grace, open and receptive now to being in touch with that wonderful essential self, the permanent identity of the self, the truth of who and what I am. I'm grateful. I'm grateful for this opportunity to leave all of the false identity that I ascribe to myself most of the time and enter into and contact again that beauty and grace that I am, that amazing, intuitive, realized intelligence of spirit and form that I am, the awe of it, the wonder of it, the amazement of it. And yet here I am in this moment now, awake, alert, conscious, only identifying with all being well, only knowing that right where I am, this infinite presence and life is, and where it is, nothing else can be. It is all that can be in consciousness where it is. And so I allow myself now to relax, release, and let go of all of the notions I have about my personality self, my egoic self, and my human form. I let go of those false notions that would have me think that I'm ailing in some way, ailing in mind, ailing in body, ailing in heart, ailing in soul, or that the great body of my affairs is ailing in some way. that's dissipated now in the awareness that I'm in the presence of God, and God is in the presence of me. And I can relax, I can release, I can let go, and I can let life have its full expression in and through and by means of me, which is what is intended in the beginning by that which created me, formed me, and chose to enter into me and remain with me. And so I rejoice in the knowing and the realization that I am not who I think I am gladly. I am what I am in truth. And knowing that and identifying with that is what sets me free of any impediment which I have imposed upon myself or allowed anything outside of myself to impose upon me. I am who I am, and what I am is the image, is the likeness, is the essence, is the energy of the life that created me and the life that lives me. And so what I'm knowing for myself right now, I know for every person on this plane, and I know it for every living thing. Life, and only life, at its level of true and cosmic being. And so I declare for all of life, myself in it, to that cosmic force and infinite intelligence and the creator of all, be the glory and the magnificence expressed in and through and by means of me and all of its creation. So from that center truth essence of my being, I let go the energy of what I have stated to move out into the cosmic life of all that is, to be interacted with by the law of life itself and realized as I say. And so it is.
Our thoughts are prayers, and we are always praying. Our thoughts are prayers. Take charge of what you're saying. Seek a higher consciousness, a state of peacefulness, and know that God is always there. And every thought becomes our prayer.
So, my dear ones, welcome into the lilies of the field, welcome into the garden, and welcome into the sanctuary, and welcome into a deeper sense and awareness of yourself, which is why we are here. And so today, I mean the title, because we can't put too much on the marquee, says conditions, you know. And I think that when most of us think of the terms conditions, we're not exactly jumping up and down for joy, because we don't go to the wondrous conditions that we experience usually. We usually go to the conditions that are a challenge. And so we have to understand and know that it's okay on planet Earth, three-dimensional planet Earth, which is a school, really. And in school you learn, and in school you make mistakes as you go along in learning, and then you learn from your mistakes, and you graduate onto the next and the higher awareness of something that you're figuring out, or whatever that is. So conditions are okay. They're going to be with us, like the taxes and so on. The conditions will always be with us, it seems. And alongside of that, there will be also conflict on three-dimensional planet Earth. And the thing is not for you and for me to balk at it, to be annoyed or upset by it, but just to look at these things for what they are and then make a decision about and around them. And thankfully, because of our exposure to the wonderful teaching that we have, which is a compilation of not only all of the wisdom, the ancient wisdom of the world, but a kind of a new look upon that. And that's what new thought is. It's nothing to do with newness in a way. It has to do with a new look at the collective wisdom of all of the ages, as demonstrated by the great ones, by, the great master teacher Jesus, or Siddhartha, the Buddha, or any great soul who was able to figure out the conundrum of all of that. And you and I are always in a human conundrum of one kind or another, because that's the way it is with the human personality and the egoic expression of ourselves. We're always trying to figure something out, figure something out, figure something out, figure something out. We are at the tyranny of our human minds that never gives us a moment's peace until you and I pacify it in some way. And that's what, the mind can be very tyrannical at times, but it doesn't have to be. And that's what today is about, because every time we see a condition, what do we go to in the science of mind and spirit? We go to the way we handle it. So the way we handle it is to wake up and remember, this is not the truth of me, all of these human conditions and things that are happening. What I'm looking at is not necessarily what is real. What's going on in me is not necessarily what is real, but it is what I have accepted as real. See, what I accept as real is real in the way I experience my life. And so if I expect it, I experience it, whatever it is. If I expect it, I will experience it. Because with an expectation, there is an energy attached to it. There is a feeling attached to it. And the deeper the feeling, the greater the expectation. So the deeper the scarediness, the deeper the feeling of what it is to be afraid. And that really fires up things and makes things happen much more quickly. Once I match the feeling with the thinking, it's on its way, if not instantly. And so today we're here to, again, regroup in our minds and remember that you and I have the means to handle whatever it is that shows up in your life and mine. And this is not just about handling the conditions that are adverse, but handling the conditions that are wondrous too. We don't just go into that inner lordship and pull up its power and its potency when we're challenged. We go in there to heighten our awareness as well of the beauty and the grace and the goodness that we may be experiencing too. So it's a state you and I can be in all of the time, regardless of what is going on. It's a way to heighten our wonderful experience, and it's a way to alleviate our adverse experiences, you see. And so it's something that does not come and go like we used to think when we were youngsters, that the state of grace was something that came and went. Well, if you grew up a Catholic, that's what you thought. Sometimes you were in the state of grace and sometimes you weren't. It's like the In-N-Out burger, So you had to go to confession and confess, and then you were back in the state of grace again, and then as soon as you put a foot wrong, you were out of the state of grace again. And that Holy Spirit was in and out like a yo-yo, I can tell you that. In and out like a yo-yo. Well, is it in? Is it out? What's going on? And all the rest of it, I'm in the state of grace. I'm not in the state. Is that a venial sin? Is that a mortal sin? Should I have to go to confession? Don't I have to go to confession? I hate going to confession. I don't want to go to confession, but I have to go to confession. I have to go to confession. If I want to be saved and secure, I must go to confession. Oh my God, I hate going to confession. Now, that was me. I hated every single confession I ever went to. And I went every week. I did that to myself every week. And when I was in the convent, oh my God, it was even worse. Because they knew who you were, you know what I mean? There was only, and the confessional was this little kneeler and a tiny little grid here, like you wouldn't know who it was. And so the first time I went to the confession, the priest is sitting there and I'm kneeling, and then before I get to say anything, crosses his leg, he looks at me, says, "Well, Sister Miriam, how are you doing this week?" And I'm going, "Oh, bless me, Father, for I've what am I going to do with this?" So there was no confession. We just laughed and joked and so on for a while because I wasn't there. And so he gave me a blessing and out I went. And then as well as that, I was saying the same confession since I was 7 years of age. Bless me, Father, for I've sinned. It's weeks since I last confessed, Father. I told lies, I was disobedient. I didn't say my morning and night prayers, and I took a cookie out of the jar, and I blah, blah, blah. This is what was going on until I cottoned down and said, you're 18 now, Moira. When did you last take a cookie out of the jar? So I came up with a great idea. I went in and I said, bless me, Father, for I have sinned. It's a week since my last confession. For all my sins against charity, I humbly beg your pardon. And that was it. I said, he doesn't need to know anything else. That'll cover it. That'll cover it all. And I'm talking about confession here. Why? Why am I talking about confession here? I'm talking about confession because that's deeply rooted in us. When we have that sense of having to go to confession all of the time, it was never to confess anything good. It was to go in and confess all your wicked sins. And so you had that sense of sinfulness all of the time. There was never a day when you weren't in sin, because a venial sin was a venial sin. Didn't matter how slight or small, it was a venial sin. So you were all the time in sin. Until maybe 5 minutes after you came out of the confessional. And then Harry Cullen poked you or something, and you poked him back. You did unto others as they did unto you. So, what this all boils down to is you and I have a great deal to confess now. I am delighted about confessing now. I love to confess now, but it's the truth I love to confess. And in prayer treatment, that's what you and I get to confess, the truth that sets us free. And so one of the ways to handle the adversity in our lives and the conditions in our lives is to go into confession. Confession of what? The truth that sets me free. And that reminds me that I'm not my conditions and I'm not my adverse realizations either, whatever those are. It can be anything. And not to be put off by them, not to be offended by them, not to be thinking in any other terms than, this is interesting, I wasn't expecting that, but here it is, now let me handle it, kind of thing. And I can do that, and you can do it mostly yourself. But the time comes when you're so depleted of maybe physical, mental energy, or spiritual energy that we need to go and get the help of somebody else. We need to go to a practitioner and require the help of the practitioner. Because if we can go to a practitioner, and if they state the truth for us and you and I can agree with it, that's all we have to do, agree with it, then it can be so. It can be so. Jesus would look into the face of some people and say, do you believe I can do this for you? Do you? Yes, Master, then go, your faith has made you whole. You see, it's the agreement that's important. The agreement with the truth that sets you free. That's what's important. There's no use going to a practitioner and then leaving and saying, oh God, I hope that works. I hope that works. Or treating for yourself and saying, oh, I hope that works. I hope that does it. And again, in treatment work, I reiterate over and over again, the steps in prayer and treatment work are only learning wheels for those of us who are in kindergarten, and we're in and out of kindergarten all of the time, until we don't need those steps anymore. But what that does is just center us and calm us down and regroup us and get the fragments all together, unified again. It's like a lullaby that is sung by a mother to a child to calm us and get us, to free us from the things that go bump in the night and frighten us and scare us and so on and so forth. It's just to bring the cadence of the rhythm that I am into that unified and harmonized, open, receptive state. That's what it is. And so the words don't matter a whit, as beautiful as they may be. It's the energy that's moving through the words that's doing the work. It's the energy, it's the power of conviction, it's the power of faith faith, the power of faith. But you're not going to have any faith, and I'm not going to have any faith until first I've had an experience. I must have the experience to have faith in the thing, in whatever it is. I must experience it to have the faith. So to be faithful to love, I must know what love is. To be faithful in love, I must know what love is. To have the faith of love being that energy which will mend and fix and heal anything, because as Ed Fox, I like to quote him on this a lot, there isn't anything that enough love cannot heal. Anything that enough love cannot heal. Now that's a startling sentence, because if there's anything that remains unhealed in your life and in mine, it means there's not enough love being brought to it. There's not enough love happening in it, around and about it, you see. Because there's nothing enough love cannot heal, you see. And so the steps in prayer is just like a beautiful lullaby, a song that's singing to us and reminding us of our original state of peace, our original state of being safe, our original state of being in the moment and knowing in the moment all is well. So it's the sweet lullaby of spirit coming from within yourself, maybe through another voice, but coming from inside of yourself, telling you all is well. And the words of this lullaby, they're so magnificent. The lullaby starts out with, remember, remember, life, love, light, peace, beauty, power, joy. God is. And that's all there is for you to experience, because it's within you, it's around you, it's about you, it's above you, it's below you, it's what you are. Oh, what the first line of that song is so gorgeous. If we really got it, we wouldn't need to go any further than that. And then the lullaby goes on and it says, and because this is so, because this beauty and grace and love and life and light is all there is, and it's moving through you and it's breathing through you, you have to know that you are it. You are one with it. You are part of it. You are the breath of its breath. You are the pulse of its pulse. You are the beat of its beat. You are the life of its light. And because of that now, sweet one, you can know that all is well in your world and in your life. You can know that you're perfectly whole, you're perfectly well, you're perfectly abundant, you're perfectly full, you're perfect in every way because of this beautiful energy of grace that's moving and living, having its being in and through you. You are in the sea of it. You are the wave in it, the particles in it, the droplets in it that cannot be differentiated from the whole sea, the whole cosmic ocean of life and light and love itself. And because of that, you can know and reassure yourself now that yes, you are the wholeness, you are the fullness, you are the wellness, you are the abundance, you are the magnificence of this glorious thing called life. And doesn't that make you feel so good? And when you feel so good, you feel so grateful. And when you feel so grateful, you want to praise all of life. And then you want to let it out and be expressed and experienced in everything and in everyone as a great good blessing. That's treatment. That's treatment. And it's only stating the obvious. It's stating what is already present. It's stating the truth of who and what you are. And the illusion of the condition or the adverse thing is being melted away and all of that, because it cannot be where the life and the light and the love and the peace and the beauty and the grace of God is. It cannot be. And that's what's available to you, and that's what's available to me. But you and I can experience this much more often when we are finding adverse conditions in our lives, if every day of our lives we keep ourselves buoyant in that awareness. And how do we do that? Well, the first thing in the morning when I wake up, the first thing I do, I visit the great room, the great hall of my mind. That's the first thing I do. And I look around and I make sure everything is in place. Nothing has disappeared. Nothing has fallen down. Nothing has broken. Everything's in place. I make sure of that. And then I make sure that there's nothing in there that shouldn't be in there. And if there is something in there that shouldn't be in there, I just let that out. I let that go. I open the window and out it goes into the sunlight to be dissipated. And if there's anything out of place, I put it back in place, and so on. In this great hall and room of my mind, it's the first place I go, just like the second place I go to is into the bathroom to brush my teeth. Isn't it funny how the first thing we want to do is brush our teeth when we get it? Isn't that, it means cleaning your mouth. Cleaning your mouth. It's the first thing we do in the morning. Cleaning our mouth. I wish we could clean our mouths in all kinds of ways and not just with the physical part of it all. Wouldn't that be great? I'm cleaning my mouth now, and every aspect of my life and living, my mouth is clean. And only the words that emit from my mouth are clean words, etc. You see? And so that's what I do. I get myself in that frame of mind and I make sure, and I look around this very bright and beautiful room that's full of sunlight, and then I go to a table in that room of my mind, and I pick up this beautiful, 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 gorgeous china cup, and I drink my cup of sunshine. I drink my cup of golden sunshine, and then I know I'm ready for the day. I have put my mind in the right frame. And on the odd time when I don't do that, I tell you it makes a difference. If I have to jump up out of the bed quickly, suddenly for some reason, maybe I never have to have an alarm because I wake up in time, but there is always that one time when maybe that doesn't happen for some reason. And I feel the difference. There's something missing, there's something lacking. So you set the scene for yourself every day as soon as you open your eyes, instead of going, oh my God, I have that dreadful meeting I've got to go to, and oh, sweet Jesus Lord, I wish it was canceled. I'm not ready for it. I don't need this. You see. Or whatever other horrible, yucky thing is supposed to be facing you in the day. No, we don't go there. We go deeper into where we've been while we've been sleeping. We go deeper into that. You know, that's why sleep is so important. Deepak Chopra somewhere gives 5 reasons of importance with regard to life and living. And number 1 he gave was sleep. Number 1 was sleep, because during sleep, he would explain, everything is being put together again, recovered and mended and fixed and healed. And the body loves sleep because you're out of its way. It can get on with the business of taking care of you, and your crazy mind is not interfering with it, you see. So when we come out of that state and into that golden room, it's so awesome. You don't want to get out of the bed very often, but you have to. You have to, and you've heard that one before, when the mother goes up to get her son out of the bed because he has to go to school. I don't want to go to school. Why do I have to go to school? Because you're 54 years of age and you're the headmaster. So we're a bit like that. Ourselves. So my dear ones, here it is. What you've got to know is this. That whatever's going on in your life, and you could have cried yourself to sleep last night because there's so much going on and you just felt overwhelmed by it all. Even if you've been there, if you've done that, as we all have done, I am sure, at some stage or another, even so, you can let that melt away by remembering that lullaby and allowing Spirit to sing it through you. Move into, remember, I am with you as I have always been, and I shall always be with you. Don't worry, I go before you. I prepare the way if you will let me. Don't worry for the needs of tomorrow. Be not care-filled. Don't worry about tomorrow. There is no tomorrow, no more than there is a yesterday. There's only today. And you can decide in this day how your day is going to be. And it can be awesome no matter what's going on. It can be awesome if you do not allow yourself to fall prey to the tyranny of your mind at times. Because it can be your greatest tyrant or your greatest friend. But guess what? You're the one that's in control. Thought rules your world, but you rule your thought. And that's what we have to know. And there is no thing that is too big or too impossible for you to relax from, let go, and let the truth in you that sets you free in order to alleviate yourself of that nonsense and be the celebratory life that you are, the magnificence and the power and the presence of that which chose you above all the bazillions of possibilities to know itself by means of you as that magnificent expression of life. So namaste yourself when you're finished in that room every day and get out and get at it and be all you can be, and so it is. And now, my dears, we have a sharing from Reverend Catherine.
Morning. I haven't been coming to the center for very long, but I really like being here. Everyone has been so friendly and helpful from my very first Sunday. And I like the things to help new people get to know the teaching. I really enjoy the class that we can go to at 10:15 every Sunday. I learn from the teacher and from what others have to say. And I like hearing the letters. I know that if I had a big challenge like some of those in the letters, that I could turn to my church. Thank you for being here. Thank you for every week.
How wonderful. What an awesome sharing. And remember, when you're clapping, I have to remind you, you're clapping yourself, because without you, there would be no center. There would be no opportunity and possibility for people to have these experiences, including ourselves. So really and truly, it takes us all to be able to serve in this way. So thank you for your service in this way and for all the good that you are responsible for this week. So let's take our gift between our amazing hands and ensure the legacy of this work going on for future generations. So important. So let's say, divine love consecrates my gift. It goes forth to heal, to bless, to prosper. All those who give, all those who receive. I rejoice in the sharing of my gift, and I release. So it is. Thank you.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see. 'Twas grace that taught my heart to fear, and grace those fears relieved. How precious did that grace appear the hour I first believed. My chains are gone, I've been set free. My God, my Savior has ransomed me. And like a flood, His mercy reigns unending The Lord has promised good to me. My soul in Him secure. He will my shield and fortune be, as long as life endures. Our chains are gone, I've been set free. My God, my Savior has ransomed me. And like a flood, His mercy reigns, unending love, amazing grace. The earth will soon dissolve like snow. The sun forbade to shine, but God who called us here below shall be forever mine, shall be forever mine. You are forever mine.
Cassie Murphy. Thank you, Cassie.
That was perfect. Thank you. That was quite perfect. The wonderful Cassie, we want to hear more of your beauty and your grace, my dear. Thank you. And to think that power and that energy and that God is right here within you. Just to think that. We could all, at the moment, I think, walk on water. That's what I think. So, off into the world we go, into the world of conditions and into the world of conflict. But unafraid and unperturbed, knowing that we don't have to identify with any of that, but knowing too that that beautiful world out there, as you know, hurt and pained as it is, needs you and your amazing grace to be in demonstration so that it can take a breath and heal and heal. Yesterday was Earth Day, and it's not just about the ground we're standing on, the earth we're standing on. You and I are part of the earth. It was our day too. It was the celebration of ourselves in form. And so let's reform this self and allow the amazing grace to go forward and be all that it can be. Because remember, you're the light that's going to shine out there. You're the heart that's going to radiate love out there. You're the peace that's needed out there. There's no other way for this to happen. Do we understand that? There's no other way for this to happen. It's all down to you. It's all down to me. Under your own roof, in your workplace, in your places of recreation, wherever you find yourself, on the freeway, in the supermarket, remember, if you let them in, they cannot cut you off. So that's where we show who and what we are, and I think we're equal to it. And by the way, thank you so much, those of you who supported Jolie last week. I think it was over $700 in the collection, but we could do with some more. And for those who haven't had the opportunity, the box is still out there. It takes a lot of money to get a van together. And so it's a wonderful thing to be doing for an amazing demonstration of what grace is in the form of Jolie. I mean, she really does slap Lou Gehrig's disease up and down the yin-yang. She really does. It's great, a demonstration for us all. So let's stand now. No, not stand now. We're having the prayer first, and then we'll stand for the song. And remember, those of you who have brought in the lilies, you may take the lilies back and put them in a lovely place to happen over and over and over again. And if there's lilies left over, anyone who wants a lily can give a lily a good home. They are so beautiful. So our prayer. I know divine love enfolds me, divine light leads me, divine life lives in me, divine wisdom inspires me, divine compassion expresses through me, and divine power protects me. All that I am is Spirit's life and expression. It is good and very good. With deep joy and generosity filling me, I go forward now in sacred service, supporting a compassionate world that works for all. I move through my days with grace and ease, in peace and love, in health and wellness, in fullness and plenty, and in loving relationship with all. What I now know for myself, with blessing and in deep gratitude, I know for all life. There is only God, there is only God, there is only God. And now our peace song. And I want to thank everybody who was at the peace gathering yesterday, especially Sally and Krista and Bernice and all those who helped out for putting it all together and making it happen.